Hello, I'm sorry I did a mistake on the last video. I forgot several aspects very important, so I'm going back. On the last video we talked about the special forces and how to use them with tanks, and we are using in the Maginot line. We have a mountain, we have a city, we have a big river here, and they have level 10 forts in the city and in the mountain. So it's kind of hard if you do this attack with a classical unit, armor or not. You're going to have a very low attack, 1 and 0 of breakthrough. The penalties are too high, but if you attack with the special forces template, things can go much better. Why? Because a lot of modifiers. Let me show you. I was planning to attack in the mountains, but I attack in the city with the special forces. My mistake. But here you have all the modifiers with the normal attack. You have your base value and it's modified to 1.6%. So despite if you use here a super strong armor division with lots of tanks, armor and everything, it will not change that much the result, because you have a fort that gives you a penalty of minus 130. You have the mountain minus 45, and the river crossing, it's up here minus 60%. On the other side we can see that the fort is cut to 49 because I'm using the general ability. Do not count on this. It's an engineer and fortress buster, so the fort damage will be less, but the river crossing is minus 49 and the terrain is minus 30. They are also elite. Some bonuses: commander skill, planning bonus. Yes, the other unit is not using planning bonus, but anyways it's modified in this case to 70%, but you usually get in this situation 30%, not more than that. But with a strong unit, 30% is enough to cross the Maginot. And we are going to show the template right now. It's here, and the key are the marines. The marines give you a huge bonus in river crossing, and the mountaineers give you of course bonus on hills or mountains. In this case, since we are attacking on the city, you should use full marines, no mountaineers. Actually you will find more rivers than mountains, so I recommend that you are going to use this template. Go 100% marines. And now let's go to the template itself of the tanks. You can see that I'm using a regular company, but if you can use a tank, a light tank here, we are going to see the Flamer company and the tank's design. Also take note that this was kind of an improvised test, and we are still researching the medium tank chassis, and we are still researching the 39 weapons. You should have both of them by this time, but it's not that important, because the most important part is the bonus that they gives on the terrain itself, the special forces. But as I assume you are using 39 and 39 if you can. This is the design, and it's not good at all, but it's the design that I was using. I wanted the chance to improvise. I use an old save game, so we are going to correct this design to be better. For example, we do not need this because the base armor is more than enough. We should use the base building. You should use always this transmission because it will make it faster, and you should use always for the best tank this engine that will give you reliability. So these three below are kind of base for every tank. If you are going to do an armor division, if you are going to have just one tank, you're going better with this one. That will increase your armor, but not the case. And as weapon, you should use the medium howitzer. If you have used the improved howitzer, I only have the medium. You should use the 3-person turret. You should use your best radio if you have. I have a even better radio, so it will give more breakthrough. And now you should add heavy machine guns that will give you more punch, because you need all the soft attack that you can gather and sacrifice some reliability. It's now 79%, so we can add to this template a maintenance company and add another machine gun. Not this one, this type of machine gun, and this will improve the reliability. So this is the template. And you also should keep the speed at 4 kilometers per hour, since we are going to be going with infantry, and put as much breakthrough as you can. Now is 3 point something, so we can increase the armor. 14 is all the armor that we have. If you can research more technology to have more armor, and then match the speed to go with 4 kilometers, 4.1. So with the maintenance company, this 84 will go to 94. That is perfect, but the speed is 4.1 is okay, perfect for infantry. You have as much reliability, breakthrough as you can, a lot. You don't need that much, and you should put as much soft attack as you can, so you can also change this one by another machine gun. Not sure if it's going to allow me. If allows me to save, I can't, because I am the maximum of slots. So you can use a standard machine gun, or keep the other thing for reliability. 72 is a bit, it's okay, it's perfectly okay with the company if you want to max out the power, but I will use this. And this is kind of, with a 36 chassis is perfect. If you have a 39, you can put more armor. You should always match the speed at 4, and if you have extra reliability, you can even use a secondary cannon. It's kind of awkward, but it will add more damage, and that is what you need here. And now it's a very good tank, much better than the one we had previously, and you should use this. And what about the Flamer company? For the Flamer company, you should use your same base tank. We put Flamer. You can use a fixed turret here, you don't need a 3-person, and you change this to Flamer, of course. And you should put here all your, let me see, I'm going to cancel this and this, all the fuel tanks. Why here and not in the tank? It's going to make sense very soon. Let me finish. Now it moves at 3.3, so we give more speed. Well, you match the speed with 4.0, and I use the tanks, the fuel tanks here, because if you put him here, they will give you 100 more fuel. The same that if you put this on the tanks itself, but in the template you are going to be using just 13 of these tanks, are going to be using 50 of the other tanks. Let me show you the template. If you check the amount of resources, you will see that you need much less Flamer tank, because this is a company and this is a battalion, so you are using less than 1/3 of the tanks, so it's much cheaper, and they give you the same amount of fuel. So I prefer to put all the fuel here in the Flamer, and leave the tanks clear for using the empty slot for heavy machine guns. And why not the heavy machine guns on the Flamer? Because they are penalized. All the things that you put that do damage on these tanks or breakthrough are penalized, but not the fuel. It's the only thing that is not penalized. So I use the fuel for the purpose of the bonus that gives the medium tank Flamer, and all the fuel here, and I leave the tanks empty, I mean clear, with no fuel tanks and just with pure damage equipment. And that's all. Hope it makes sense for you. Thanks for watching and sorry about the mistake. Bye bye.